Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, 30 pounds lighter, or heavier. I was 6 months ago, I was 30 pounds heavier. And recently, I've done a handful of videos, just a few, trying to talk about different ways that I've addressed it, that I've been, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, returning to that trajectory. And I'm doing it because I like talking about this stuff. Because it's my life, and I like talking about life. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy vlogging. Some people are under the belief that all I do is talk about tech. That's their problem, not mine. Tech is an enabler, not a destination. And I don't just seek a product because it has tech integrated. I look for technology that can actually help, not just be there and waste space. And unfortunately, there's so much tech junk out there. My dogs. What I need is a collar that will translate their barks. That doesn't exist yet. I know there's the toys out there that kind of do that, but nothing that would truly translate barks. I'm not here to talk about translating barks. I'm here to say that technology that doesn't solve a problem isn't really doing anything. And so I had an issue where I lost weight, and my scale of 10 years, I don't know how long I had that thing, broke. All that scale did was you'd step on it and it would give you your weight. It would also tell you how many calories that, given your height and age, how many calories you might be able to take in on a daily basis. And I think calorie counting and calories, I'm not going to say they're a total myth, but generally speaking, you shouldn't have to worry about them if you're eating the right things and drinking the right things. So it wasn't very detailed in terms of the data that it gave me. And so I went looking for other scales and did research extensively. And when I say extensively, I know I need one. I need to know how much I weigh. I'd like to know how much I weigh, and some other things. Problem is, I didn't want to spend a ton of money on a scale. I really didn't. At all. I didn't want a scale that was inaccurate. I didn't want a scale that was junky. I wanted a scale that looked good in our master bathroom, that worked well, and that was affordable. And so I finally found one that this is not the scale. This is the instruction manual. It's the Azzurri Touch 2 Total Body Scale. And I got this at 50% off. Normally it's $50. This here it was $25. And you effectively, with this, what caught my eye is that it's got a tare, T-A-R-E, option, wherein you can weigh like a baby, you can hold on to an infant, luggage, a pet. And so it was like a bathroom scale plus. So did I accidentally trigger that? No, maybe not. Yeah, so this is what it looks like right here. I don't know if I'm going to activate it here. Probably not, because I don't have enough weight. But there are several options that made it a winner for me. One was the tare option, because if we wanted to weigh Jedi, this is the best way to do it. Two, it's got eight programmable users, or users you can program in. You program height, sex, or gender. No, I'm sorry, not gender, sex. There's a difference. Don't get me started on the differences between sex and gender, because some people just, even when they know, they refuse to say the word sex, even though it's sex. Don't get me started. Okay, okay, so normally it was $50. I got it for $25. I got it like half off on special. So $25 scale that allows me to weigh more than just myself, that has 8 programmable controls. You step on it, it will effectively weigh you with your bare feet. It'll send like an electrical signal, and then it will also measure, let's see here, bone density, muscle mass, water, or the percentage of water, as well as, there's one more, body fat ratio. And I stepped on the scale thinking, oh God, I'm probably going to be off. But it was actually, I would say, in terms of accuracy, I only have, as a basis of comparison, my weight, my general weight at the doctor's office when I visited the other day. And so I did it as that was kind of my baseline. And this was pretty darn close. Like, not, I wouldn't say dead on, but, your weight is going to fluctuate throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months. But it was pretty darn accurate in terms of that comparison. So it gives me all the stats I might need, because some people might have said, well, Chris, you've lost too much weight. Well, no, according to this, I've lost just as much as I needed to lose, and I didn't lose Now, again, this is a bathroom scale worth $25. It's not perfect, right? I'm sure not, nearly as accurate as a $10,000 machine or a $100,000 machine, but I'm not going to spend that much on that kind. I just wanted an idea. And generally speaking, it gave me a fair idea to let me know that I was on the right path. Muscle mass is fine. Bone density is fine, according to this. My water weight, fine. Everything was fine. Everything. Body fat was fine. And I mean, in terms of what I might have measured, and you split the difference. You weigh yourself once and then do it for a week, and then you figure out, okay, is it wildly accurate or wildly inaccurate? And I'd say it's closer to accurate. I posted those stats to social the other day. I was pretty happy about that. Now, the instruction booklet, I mean, I did some Googling too, but the instruction booklet has the charts to let you know, are you on you're on the right trajectory. And I explained this to Diana. She stepped on the scale. That's the nice thing, is you just step on it and it recognizes you based on your general weight. Oh, you must be this profile, or you must be this profile. Diana's stats are completely different from mine, but she's fine too. She saw hers and she's like, oh my God, that's horrible. I'm like, no, actually that's average, or you're below average, or you're fine. She is fine. Period. In fact, she was surprised to find that her weight in general was better than she expected it to be. So, I'd been looking for a scale replacement for months and finally found one, only to be surprised that it was half off. I didn't want to spend much more than $25 on a scale, and I was lucky enough to find a solution in the Azzurri Touch 2. There's so many scales online that you can get, or even offline, and I wouldn't say that some of this stuff is gimmicky. I don't know how accurate compared to perfectly calibrated instruments it would be, but at least it gives me a better indicator that I can see, on my own body. I can feel, in terms of how I feel on a regular basis, and then I've got some numbers to kind of back it up. If the scale that you have, all you care about is your weight, you're only getting part of the story. I mean, there's so many numbers that you have to pay attention to, including blood draws, getting, stats from your blood, which I'm not inclined to do unless I absolutely need to. Not a fan of the needle. Not a fan of the pricks of the needles, of the blood draws. I hope one day, they'll be able to, just do a swab test, okay, you've got this, or you're fine this way, that way, or the other way. That's my hope, that we can avoid needles and blood draws at some point in the future. Maybe scales eventually will be able to handle that, Just step on it and then it'll tell you. I don't think that's how it's going to work. I just wish it was less painful. Well, this is kind of less painful. It's a nice scale. So this is what we're using. If anybody was wondering, it's the world's geekiest scale that I could find that was most affordable, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you have a different choice for a scale. That's up to you. But I'm happy with what I got. Now I'm going to move on to answer some tech questions and geek questions from my community, and then after that, I'm not going to weigh myself. I'm going to be talking about today's tech news. Again, with the patrons, you want to become a patron, you can watch all of TLDR. Head over to chrispirillo.com. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.